This is Vince Curie. I'm going to give a try to make this a short tutorial because some people watch these on their iPods or smartphones and so forth, so on. All right, so you got your Brother PE770, right? You hooked it together, you put your hoop in. You don't have no stabilizer in, but it's good to know some of the controls. I'm going to show you a few things today. I'm going to show you the thread that I use real quick, the thread that I recommend down here, and Polystar brand. It's 1,000 meters. They're numbered at the bottom. See the 3 digits? Okay, keep that in mind. That is the Brother embroidery type. That's the system that's in the machine. All right, how do you know that? Turn your machine on. Okay. Usually what it does, it wants to center the hoop. Right in the center of the hoop where the needle is going to start. So you touch this. It's called a touch screen. Touch it. Please. All right. It warns you. Carriage will move. Okay. Give it permission. It's going to move. It's going to center itself. Okay. Now. All right. Here's some of the things that you might hear me say. You touch the page, the little page that's embossed in the touchscreen, not these, embossed. You could see them with the machine off. Press that. All right, it just happens to come up to name of color, but you could slew this back and forth to the things that are in there. I'm going to show you the few things that are in there. All right, you got millimeter, and I like inch. Let me set that to inch, close in a little bit. Okay, I like to use inch. Okay, embroidery tension right here. I recommend the default, which is 00. Some people play with it. They play with this. See? They go one way, they go the other. That's my recommendation. 00. Maximum speed 650. You could select slower if you wanted to, which I don't recommend. All right. So now you hit this. Gives you an option: buzzer on and off. Open. This allows the machine to open things on, and English. There's other languages in there. Brightness, you could select if you wanted brighter. Alright, service count. Right now this is a brand new machine. I got 00, total count 00. Version. Now this is registered already. The reason why I say that is because I'm showing my number. What does the number mean? That's not the serial number. If you go to iembroidery.com, these machines are set up for Disney, for Looney Tunes, a lot of the cartoon things that you could download and enjoy. You download it, you pay a few dollars, you enter your machine, you put the email, like here's a download. Okay, that's a download on the left. This thing here, I did it in a 12-inch hoop, 5x12 hoop, Ellipse brand multi-position hoop, and I did this on denim. Okay, medium weight stabilizer I used. Like I said, I'm going fast. All right. Oh, hit my camera. Here is a 5x12 Ellipse brand hoop. Right? You could put it in 3 positions. And usually the thing that I did, I had it hooped here initially. Then I moved it to hoop here. And I did 2 different designs on the same fabric. Complete one design, you move the hoop, you put your other design in, you make sure you check your needle. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so you put that in. Now this is version 121. You need at least 120 version in order to download from my embroidery. Okay, name of color. Now, if you download a design, and a lot of times you download designs, it'll give you, I'm going to show you, it'll give you the color name, like it might say light blue, medium blue, dark blue. Okay, I think we understand that. Same thing with the reds. Black is black, white is white. You got off-white, you got cream white, of course. Now, like I said, there's different settings in here if you elect to. Time, you could set by time. It'll tell you you're on color 1 and you got 3.5 minutes to sew it out. Needle count. Some things, like for example, I've done designs with 40,000 stitches, and as it's stitching out, you're going to see it counting down, counting backwards. Okay, 1, 2, 3 embroidery. That's this brand that I'm using here is embroidery with the numbering system. Polystar is recommended for the brother machines. Possibly Baby Locks, which I never owned. Okay, now I happen to know Country utilizes 800 for red, and I know they utilize 900 for black, and the white is 001. Alright, so we got to set up for embroidery. Okay, so that means that you put something in, a USB thing, it's going to read it, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. But you go back to this particular display now. If you're doing applique, you read the book, of course, and it'll tell you how to get into your applique. All right, you got borders that are built in here. Now your USB, I'm going to show you. All right, I'm going to show you now. I'm going to go over to my my computer. That's my monitor. This is my software. I got about 5 different softwares that I utilize. All right. You take here is here are my USBs. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in first because I've loaded some stuff on there to show. Okay, I just loaded 2 USBs in there. Okay, so what we do is we go to down here, you open up my computer, and then you look to see. I happen to know what they are. I got one here that says brother. I'll go in a little closer. Okay. Alright. Alright, here, brother number 2. Now, I named this brother number 2. Now, you might say, well, how do you name them, Vince? Okay, just let me go back. I go back to the beginning here. You go back to the computer, and then here are the two things that I plugged in: a 32 gigabyte, and it's miscellaneous. And now you see over here this NTFS. What I recommend, and brother recommends, that you format your USB drive to FAT32. So you might say, well, how do you do that, Vince? Okay. When you plug them in, they're going to come up with a number, with a letter rather. You know, like for example, just say I unplug the brother one. I'm going to do it right now. Alright, it went away. You plug it back in. Alright, and the computer recognizes it as brother number 2 because I named that. So how do you do that? Alright, you see, you go here and it sort of like highlights it. You right click and you come down here and it says rename. Alright, so here, I'm just showing you, I'm not going to actually do it, but just say I wanted to make this number 3 or whatever, you know, you name it what you want, but I use brother, and you have got to put a dash. You'll only accept a dash, not a period, and I put number 2. All right, so I happen to know that. Now, if you want to format it, you say you first get it, you right click, and down here it says format, left click, and over here it'll show you FAT32 right there. You have other things. You have exFAT, and then you have NTFS. Now that's for large files, like video files that are like 4 gigabyte and up. FAT32 won't work. So it's the FAT32, which is the actual default that's in the machine. But you double check your USB flash memory that it's set to that. Okay, so I'm not going to format it because I got stuff on there. So I'm just going to shut it off. Alright, so now what I do is, you want to see what's on them. So I just loaded something on the 32. I'm going to left click and bring the camera up a bit. Okay. Now, excuse me, this viewer right here, people ask me for it, and if I give it to you, it has to be in a zip file, because it's what they call an execution file, and you can't email them. You got to create this into a zip file, like I do. Now, these are things that I made. Here is the zip file of like the way I would email it, and then of course you would click on it, and it, like I have zip thing in here, and it shows up, and then of course you could you could click to open it, you know. Alright, so, but I'm not going to open that right now. I just wanted to show you. Alright, now, if you want to look at these things, these are PES files. Now you see, I just highlighted it. It says Aaron, that's my grandson's name. PES, shows you the PES. Now, if you get this chart, I put the chart in folders where I keep my PES files. Now you left click on the chart. It opens up a big blank page. So you might say, hey, what's this? What am I going to do with this? You go up to File, you left click on File, and then it opens up a bunch of stuff that you got to look at. But I'm just telling you, go to the first thing, open at beginning, and left click. Okay, now what it did was it showed you the three things that I have on there: Jake the Bulldog, first class ribbon that I made, and the Aaron. So just say you want to look at the Aaron. So you highlight that, it brings the file name down here, you click open, it just happened to open all three of them. Alright, now the Aaron is 23,000 stitches, and here's the size in millimeter, and here's the size in inches right below it. A 2.93 and 3.81. So that'll fit in a 4x4 hoop if that's what you have, a 5x7 hoop. I put this on a bib, and what I did was I turned the bib so that the width of the bib is the 7-inch length of the hoop. Okay, now, and then it tells me I got white, I got cream, I got yellow. It tells you in here that there's 11 color changes. Now that doesn't mean that 11 different colors, because they could utilize the black twice, the red twice, the white twice, and so forth. So you just have to understand that it doesn't mean 11 colors, it's 11 color changes. Alright, and here's one here, 2200. I made this up in my software. Jake the Bulldog. Alright, and it shows you the size, it shows you the various colors. Now, of course, I'm going to put this PES file, I'm closing this now, I'll be putting this in my brother right now. And I'm going to show you. Okay, here we go. Alright, now, alright, I showed you these two before. I showed you this one that I named Brother PES, and this one I was explaining that what's on here, this is NTFS. I said you cannot use NTFS in the Brother. So let me plug it in. Excuse me. Okay. Now, you don't see nothing until you and then you go like this. You go like this to read something that's readable. See, cannot recognize the data, it might be corrupt. Alright, so it's NTFS, even though those are on there. So we close this. Alright, now this one is formatted in FAT32, and let me put it in. Okay, and let me hit the open up. Okay, they're in there. Now this is the little Aaron I told you about. This monitor is black and white, so you have to know, don't put, I would recommend no more than maybe 2 designs so that you could recognize them. Alright? Alright, so that's the little Aaron figure. Now you remember I was showing you that? So now you want to look at it. So you do this, and it'll turn gray. All right, now you unpack it. Okay, so there you go. You got 12 color changes. Remember what I said? It's telling you 001 is the first color. All right. How about that? 001. It says white and it says 001 because the PES, if it's a PES, the brother machine will give you the usually the number for this type. Now, here's what I do. You take a little pad, you know, maybe something a little bigger than this, right? But I'm just giving you an idea. All right, 1 of 12. You just put down 001, and then now color check. So now you go through. 2. Okay, so number 2, you could write down 812, and then of course you could take all your threads out. 812, and pull them all out. Let me get my 812 here, and then of course you go through. All right, 079, and I know that's up at the top. This is 079. Salmon pink. Okay, now I'm not going to go through. I could do it real quick. It'll show you the area it's going to embroider, and it'll give you the color it needs. 5 of 12, it needs this color. It needs this color for this, and so on and so forth. All right. There you go. And now it starts over again. You got to go back all the way. All right, and I just say you wanted to do this design, and you like this particular design. So you want to start. You did your color check. Now you might want to see how this is going to fit. You go to layout, all right, and it'll show you the head is this way, the way a normal head would be. Just say this represents the 5, this represents the 7. Now, if you're putting this on a bib, you're going to want that the other way. I happen to see the eyes and the mouth, so I know that has to go the other way. Now, let me do that now. You go here, and I want to turn this 90 degrees. It'll come back. That's the way it's going to be now. All right. It takes a while to load it. It's a big design. So that's the way it's going to sew out. Now just say you want to do a tracking check. What that means is that you want to just see, just say you have your bib there, and now you just want to see how the machine is going to go around and sew the thing. So this arms the tracking check. Of course you could size it right here too. Alright. that armed it, and now you're going to see this run around. Okay, no, that's in the middle. Now just say you wanted to move it up a little bit, because you want to put a name on the bottom. You want to go as high as possible with it. Alright, that's the topmost portion. Let me go back. Let me go to size. Okay, now just say you want to if you want to change the size, this here will alright, that's the center. Here's the size here, 2.99 by 389. Okay, you just say you want to move it up. Alright, that. You go as high. Alright. Just say you wanted to get a name on the bottom. So now you do the tracking. That'll be right up at the top. If you got the bib in there, you know, of course, you could hoop the bib, or you could put it with. What I do is I use the Sulky KK 2000 temporary adhesive. Is very good. And you could spray your stabilizer, and then you put your bib down, or whatever it might be, and you align it so that you can see where your design is going to be. All right, you know that. You know, I can't tell you everything. You know, you got to use a little common sense. All right, so I showed you a few things there. If you want to make something smaller, you click the size there, and here you could change the size. Now you see 299, 389. Size. Go to size again. See here, 304. You watch that number. Alright, that's as small as the design will allow you to make it. Okay? Alright, I think I showed you a few things. If you're sewing this out, and just say you shut the machine off, the design will still be in the machine, but it will start off at thread change 1. You're done with it, you could delete the particular thing that I have in there. Okay? Yeah, and then of course you got borders in there. You know, you could select different borders that you might want on around something that you're doing. And then here's of course the built-in things, and these are all in color, and you got a colored book that shows you the thing, the thread system, and the colors that you need. Okay? There you go. So, I showed you a few things, guys. Vince Arcuri, and I thank you for watching. I hope this wasn't too long. That's something I made on a P770. Okay, that's a JPEG of my wife. I'm writing a novel, and in fact you could see the cover of the novel right behind my monitor. I'm just going to zoom in a little on it. That's the cover of the model of the book. Nereid's the name of the story. It's a science fiction.